Assalamu alaikum. Hi, my name is Ehsan Ali. I am 20-year-old. I live in Lahore. I am a student of interior designing in Superior University. My passion is art drawing and sketch. My hobby is to do paintings and design. I like I like and love it design and drawing. Why I chose the study of interior designing? Originally, I chose it because it's a very creative profession, plus the fact that you would have something that you were designed realized in real life as time progressed. I began to be intrigued by how buildings would affect the way we live, our moods and behaviors. Architect schools teach you to take a pile of data and information and interpret it to inform how to design a building or solve a problem. This is called the design progress. The same design progress and logics used to solve many problems that have nothing to do with architectures. Attendings and graduations with an architecture's design is one of the best experience a student would have even if students never pursues a career in architecture. Interior schools is highly beneficial and rewarding to everyone who attends. To become a brilliant problem solving, architecture schools teach you to take a pile data or informations to travel the world. I have 10 reasons why I should decided in study in interior designing and architect. First is become a brilliant problem solvers. Architecture schools teach you to take a pile of data information and interpret it is inform how to design a building or solve a problem. This is called the drawing progress. Second is that to travel the world. Everyone who studies interior architecture must travel to explore how people's life in other parts of the world. I will ever argue that people don't ever know what architecture is until they have gotten out of their bubbles and visiting buildings on the other sides of the world to see how other people's live and interact with other their environment. Traveling is a requirement for all architect interior students. Third, third is because you love to make things. In architecture students, you are constantly making or producing things like sketching, drawing, models, rendering, 3D computer designs, painting, colleges, photography, portfolios, resumes, goods, ideas, the list goes on and on. Architecture schools allows used to use that passions of creating. Students often find themselves for so focused in the progress of making they lose track of time and the rest of the words, staying up all nights with intensity and focus. Four is forces you to make great friends and meeting some amazing people. The people you go to architecture schools with quickly become your families, become you are all in this together. You will spend more time with them than anyone else in your life. Some of the most important people in my life are the people who I want to architecture schools with. The American Institute of Architecture School is an amazing community of architecture students for all over the world. All architecture students should be attending these conferences for the opportunity to meet a great diverse group of really cool people. 5 is that to things outside the box. Architecture school is all about looking at problems from many different angles. It's not about getting from point A to point B, it's all about the journey that students go on to arrive at the destinations. I struggled my whole life in school until I landed myself in architecture schools. Once I did for the first time in my academic life, I felt like I was rewarded from my creative ideas rather than being punished for not following institutions. 6 is that discover what you are capable of. The most of personal growth that happens during the year of architecture school is mind-blowing. Students enter a freshman totally intimidated by the works that the mazes students are producing, and 5 years later they themselves are producing the same amount of works. Everyone is capable so much more than they think they are. Architecture school is an amazing opportunity to test your limits of what you think is possible. Seventh, to become an architecture. If you want to become an architect, have your own design firm, stamp, drawing, and see your buildings get built. Then architect school is the first steps of the process. Becoming an architect is a three-part progress of the proper education on the job experience course and passing the architect's registrations exam. One average On average it takes about 13 years from when students first begin architecture school until they are the licensed architect. It took be 15 years. And the 8th point is to help figure out what you want to do with your life. Many people start architecture schools and quickly realize that architecture is not for them, but get very clear understanding about what they should be doing. Maybe it's graphic design, engineering, computer programming, arts, and whatever. The intensity of architecture schools helps people get very clear and discover what they should be doing with their lives, even if it not architecture. Second last, to have fun. Architecture school is a ton of fun. Traveling the world, meeting cool architecture people, staying up all nights, working really hard alongside your best friends, and always testing the limits. Some people, myself included, never wanted architecture schools to end because it was so much fun. Last is that French students studying architectures will change your life. It will change how you see the words and ultimately change your life. You will graduation as a drastically different person than when you started. Expects for architecture's friends. No one will really understand what you went through during your years of architecture schools. Architecture school is not easy, and it's not sport to be. The purpose of architecture school is to create strong, dynamic, smart, well-rounded graduates who are really ready to move into the next phase of become an architecture. Ever wonderful how this world would look without architecture and architects? No buildings, no monument, no heritage, no forts, and no high risk too. The world would have been boring and empty, right? In simple words, architecture An interior designer is the progress of planning, designing, and construction buildings. The main principle of architecture is durability, how long a structures can last beauty, how appealing is the look and design of our buildings. And the third one is utility. It must be used for the purpose a building or design was created. Let's read about some of the most popular architectures of all times and their works. I introduced two legendary architectures. First is the Frank Lloyd Wright. Everyone has that one person in their life who either influenced and impressed them. My inspiration is that Frank Lloyd Wright, the man who designed more than 1,000 structures in his life, was not only an architect but also an interior design writer and educator. He contributed to the field of architecture for more than 7 decades. Frank Lloyd Wright designed original and innovative church, offices, hotels, museums, schools, and many other structures. Do you know that while her mother was pregnant, she had already announced to everyone that her son will design beautiful homes and buildings? Some of his notable works, including the Geneva Inn in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, 1999, San 1911, the Midway Garden, Chicago, Illinois, 1930, the Banff National Park, Valiance, Albert, Canada, 1914, and the Imperial Hotel, Tokyo, 1922. The Frank Lloyd Wright is also considered as the best American architects of all time. The legendary architects passing away of 9th April 1959. The second is that I Am Pai, a living legend from China, is already 1000 and is a Chinese American architect. Did you know once Pai quoted that Bing Crosby films in particular had a tremendous influence on him for choosing the United States instead of England to pursue his education. Some of the awards that he has won including Arnold Berners Award from the National Institute of Arts and Letters, the Gold Medal for Architecture from the American Academy of Arts and Letters, the Gold Medal, the Lifetime Achievements Award from the Copper Habitat, and the list goes on and on. My future expectation is that I wish I am a best architect and interior designing in Pakistan.